Normally, I shoot like this. But what about smartphone filmmaking? This is the Feiyutech VB4, and usually I don't really use gimbals while on adventures, but when I got a message from Feiyutech if I wanted to see this gimbal, I thought, you know what, for a lot of travel content creators, especially those that want to have videos maybe just more for themselves or their own projects, this might be a very nice tool to have with you on your adventures. And before we begin, yes, they did send it out to me, and essentially this is like a sponsored video. But I did not take any money from them. This is the only thing I got from them, and they have no say in this video. It is my own opinion and my own thoughts about it. So let's go over what's in the box, and then let's go over to what this gimbal can provide. So when you open up the box, first thing you're gonna notice is a nice pouch for the gimbal. So it's really nice to put it into your backpack or a bag, anywhere you want to have it with you. It's easy to have it in a nice bag. Then we have the two components. The first smaller component is the tripod, which essentially works both as like an extra handle and like a smaller tripod. And the second part is the gimbal itself. It is in its closed position, but you can open it up like this, and now we have a working gimbal, which is really nice because it's lightweight, it folds up really nicely, and having not used a gimbal for many years, I really appreciate how they made the gimbal smaller and just more lightweight and a little bit better for carrying around. So essentially what you can do is use the included tripod, and now you not only have like a second hand if you wanted to, you know, have it more steady, but also this works like a tripod when you set it up, so it's really easy to set up everything. The gimbal itself weighs only 335 grams, so it's not gonna weigh you down on your adventures. And for its payload, it can support up to 260 grams. So let's be honest, for a phone, this is more than enough. And for more general information, this gimbal has about 6.5 hours on a single charge. And from the build of this gimbal, there's a couple of more things. Not only you can fold it up really nicely, and it's really lightweight because it's a nice quality plastic, well, we have one more thing, is it actually extends into like a selfie stick. So essentially, you're having a selfie stick with a gimbal. That's really cool because if you want to have it from farther, you can have it like a selfie stick and still have the gimbal on it. That's really cool, really thought out. And one thing that I thought about first is if you put a tripod in here and then the phone here, and then you just open it up, put it on the tripod, you could essentially use it like a tripod for talking head videos. So for example, I use a mirrorless camera from Sony, and I have it on a tripod to have it a little bit higher. That way you can kind of use this as like your tripod and have it with your camera here and use the tracking that this gimbal has for your videos. And if we're talking about tracking, there's two ways you can actually do this. One is the app Feiyutech. You can find different filmmaking modes, and the second one is one of the additional optional accessories that you can get for this gimbal. It's essentially a small tracking camera that you can actually connect to the top of the gimbal. So if you connect it like this, now it's on the top of the gimbal, and now you only have to connect it with your phone. And thanks to this is gonna work for the tracking, AI tracking of your motion. That's a really genius idea to have like a magnetic attachments, because that's not the only optional attachment you have. This is the AI tracking, and the second attachment, once again magnetic, you can place it on the top. Well, you can put it in different ways from what I see right now. I didn't actually notice this before. Well, this is like an extra fill light, so if we turn it on, as you can see, that's a nice fill light, and you can actually change the temperature of that light on here. So it's really cool. It's like a magnetic optional accessories. And in my opinion, that's really cool because it just makes it so modular, at the same time being so versatile. You can do so many different things with this gimbal. For instance, you can use it like a selfie gimbal or just shooting the scene. With the added selfie stick, you can actually have a bigger reach, or in one of the things that I thought about is if you want to have a shot close to your feet or the ground, or your pet, for example, chasing you, you can actually hold it down and have it much lower, easier than having to crouch to it. That is really, really nice. And what I really like about this gimbal is the different modes that we have. So this one is like the normal mode, but if we press the M button, there's different kinds of lighting that you're gonna see. So the P, T, R, and each of them means something else. So one light is the pan, two is the follow, and all of them is all follow, meaning all motion is followed. Maybe you want to turn from horizontal to vertical. If you actually press it twice, it's gonna turn into vertical. So if you want to have for your stories or maybe for your other content, well, we now have a gimbal that can do everything pretty much in one. It's really nice for like this smartphone photography and making videos, and I feel like this is actually aimed for general consumer. We have different things like we can actually zoom in and out, all the buttons here on the front and the back, but for that you're gonna have to use the Feiyutech app when shooting with the gimbal. And thanks to this, you connect it with a Bluetooth between the phone and the gimbal itself. And also for the smart follow features, you actually can use gestures to make different things. So it can follow you, take a photo, video, and that kind of stuff. But overall, I really like the design of this gimbal, and I feel like for many casual filmmakers or just someone that uses their smartphone for their videos, this is a really nice setup. It's really lightweight, very thought out, so many different features that you can use. Like I said, you can literally just extend out this, and now you have a much bigger, longer, pretty much like a selfie stick combined with a gimbal. I just like the versatility of this, and I can definitely see a lot of people using it even on their adventure because it's not gonna weigh them down. You have a nice setup and you have a nice pouch to put it in. So overall, do I like it? I have to say, for someone that uses a mirrorless camera to shoot, this is definitely a lot of fun because this is something more, you know, everyday, something you see a lot of times, but at the same time, this is like a very nice, high quality, high-end gimbal, but for a smartphone. And now that the smartphones are so much better at shooting videos, it just makes much more sense to have something like this. So I'm really happy with how this works. I can highly recommend it if you're looking for a smartphone gimbal, which can essentially be an all-in-one device for your talking head videos where you want it to follow your face or just your motion in general, but also for your travels because it's lightweight and the build quality is very nice. So with that being said, that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video once again, and I'll see you next time.